Don Schmidt, the Book Kahuna, coming at you with today's publishing tip for the day. Today's publishing tip for the day, another in the series of naked blogging posts that I'm doing, and this one is chronic myelogenous leukemia. Now, I talked yesterday about my aspirations to be a father and the fact that I had a great father, and I know how to be a good father, and I know that I could and would be a good father if I was given the opportunity, but that's neither here nor there. What I witnessed as a young man was an incredible amount of courage in the face of dire circumstances. I was in college. I was in my second year of college, came home for October break, and my father told me that he had been diagnosed over the summer with chronic myelogenous leukemia, and that everything was going to be fine because they were going to treat it with medication and drugs and everything would be okay. And I was totally hit in the gut. I had no idea what to think, what to do. And after I was home for that break, I went back to school. I was having some problems. It was my third semester in college, and I wasn't doing all that well. And I was just homesick and not really getting the whole college life and how to put it all together and make the grade. And I took a test, and I got the score on that test, and I knew that I did really well on the test. And I called home, and my mother answered the phone, and we were talking about the test. And all of a sudden, in the back of my mind, I said, like, where's Dad? And my mother said, well, I think you better come home. And I said, okay. So I jumped on a bus the next day. I was at a small state school in upstate New York, SUNY Potsdam. And I jumped on a bus, and I rode the 8 hours down and got to New York, and then took a train out and got picked up at the train station. And my mother took me, it was middle of the night, my mother took me directly to the hospital to see my dad. And, this was only a month after that October break. And I went in to see my dad, and he was not doing all that well, but he was really glad to see me. And they had started doing transfusions on him, and he had AB negative blood. And during the course of a week and a few days, he cooked up 25 pints of AB negative blood. And I asked the doctor what that comes out to, and transfused, it's 4-to-1. 4 whole blood to 1 transfused pint. And that's why after all of this, I gave blood religiously for years, like every time that I could give blood. I mean, I'm up at like 4 gallons of having given. So within a few days after that, I would go in the morning and I would talk to my dad because my mom wanted us all to have our time with him. I would go in, and he was very weak, and I would have to cut his food for him, and we would talk, and he really liked my school that I was going to, and he wanted me to graduate, and he made me promise that I would go back and graduate from school, and I said I would, and in the course of less than 2 weeks, my dad was gone. And this was a month after I came home from October break, and he told me that he had this disease. We buried him on Tuesday. He died on November 22nd, 1980. We buried him on Tuesday. And then that Thursday was Thanksgiving. And we all just kind of sat and looked at each other, and it was very just sad looking at an empty chair, and it was bad. So anyway, I'll talk more about my dad. I don't want to make this video much longer than this, but it's one of those things that made me who I am. I was only 19 years old, and I went through that, and all the rest of my life, I've been without a dad, and like I said in the last video, I knew that I could be a good dad, and I had one. So anyway, from Don Schmidt, the Book Kahuna, we're talking about the effects of chronic myelogenous leukemia today, and just wanted to throw that out there so you could know a little bit more about me and what this naked blogging campaign is all about. It's getting down to the bare bones of who I am and what I'm all about and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Till next time, Don Schmidt, the Book Kahuna. Bye-bye.